If there is anything in my life that I have been preparing for from the moment that I got into high school, oddly enough, it was college. I know typically everyone obviously wants to go to college, wants to get into a good college, etc., etc. And in my case, of course, I have always put this institution on the pedestal of my life. And so, fast forward to today, I am a junior in high school, about to become a senior, and my counselors give us a paper of the courses that we should select, and they give us a whopping 3 days to pick a couple of classes. Now, of course, I am taking around maybe like 6 classes. However, I am on the contemplation of dropping one. But um overall, I am on the border of what I should do. And I feel really incredibly like the imposter syndrome is definitely kicking in strong. And now, for context, my school isn't the most like academically competitive. I am not a cult, like this is not an institution. This is not like a school in which has been like this isn't a Bay Area school where it's very incredibly like academically competitive who have with people who have kids that have practically been birthed out of the womb to eventually go to places like Harvard and Stanford. But it is still a relatively competitive school in the context of um, it is still a relatively competitive school, and I say this like competitive-ish, at least just like it's a moderately competitive school where of course there's going to be people who are insanely academically driven and have taken at least like 12 AP classes. Um, and so in my case, of course, I for the longest time didn't know what I wanted to pursue in college, and now that I do, um, it definitely feels really weird knowing that I am having like a mini crisis, like a not even like a core. I haven't even hit the quarter life stage. I am, you know, but now I'm contemplating on what courses to take, and now I'm rethinking my whole life, and I'm just like, maybe I should have, spent my freshman year taking an AP course or something. It's so like I actually feel really weird. Now, technically, next year I only need to take 2 classes in order to graduate because I have like an overflow of credits. I have over, I believe, what, 100. Yeah, no, I literally only need 20 credits next year in order to graduate. So, if I really wanted to quote unquote graduate early, then I really could have. However, um, my school doesn't want people to let anyone graduate early anymore, which is really stupid. Neither do they want people to receive both their associates and their high school diploma in one go, but again, it's a really weird thing that my school does. I do not know why, and I am trying to figure out whether or not I should eliminate my gen ed courses or whether or not I should fulfill a class that is more academically rigorous. Um, Now, technically, I am taking 6 classes next year, and I just, oh my god, like, all of this planning is going to make me lose my bonkers because I have literally been putting college and all of these achievements on like a giant pedestal, and knowing now that this is the moment where like I really can't mess anything up, especially considering that my senior year grades of like the first semester are like the last thing that the colleges are going to see. And the colleges that I want to go to say the least, are relatively hard. At least it's not hard to get into, it's just that they're relatively competitive. And to be fair, I live in a state where most of our colleges are incredibly competitive to go to get into. Cough cough, the UCs. So now I'm just having a quarter life crisis where I'm like trying to figure out, can I handle, like, I know I can deep down pursue engineering and kick ass at it. I will never ever ever let myself believe in the notion that I can't do something, because I know deep down that I can. It's just I do not want to die my senior year because I'm too stressed out and I am like having such a terrible time, you know? And keep in mind that I already have to do all of these alongside my UC applications and like whatever other college applications that I still need to finish. So overall, it's looking pretty interesting. And I am torn between two AP classes. I know I have to take an AP Science next year, and it's either AP Chem or AP Physics. Now, I know that someone is going to yell at me and be like, what do you, like, are you really smart enough to take any of those classes? And I'm just like, yes. You don't know me. I'm a person on the internet. None of you know what my grades are. But, you know, I'm so torn between AP Physics and AP Chem because physics is probably the only science that I actually care about. Does it make me lose my marbles a couple of moments? Of course it does. But does but do I love it even when it absolutely sucks, or in moments when I am trying to desperately understand what's going on? Yes, of course. AP Chem, on the other hand, is worth more credit than what my AP Physics class would give me. My only consequence, though, is that I need to knock out a general chemistry class. I believe I have to knock out 2 of them. And I know AP Chem, if I score a 5, it would count as both my life science and my general chemistry, whatever. And I know for a fact that AP Chem is definitely one of the harder APs. So is AP Physics. But the good thing about AP Chem is that it would actually be worth credit if I take the exam, compared to physics, which my school only offers AP Physics 1. It really isn't worth as much, or it would only count as like either an elective credit or like I think physics, depending on the institution, it would count as But overall, I am like thinking, I have literally been thinking about this for the whole entire day. I made like a pros and cons list. I even like wrote down like what class I could replace for that chemistry class, which is General Chem 101, that I technically could take concurrently. But the rate I have been stalking rate my professor for the last hour, and let me just tell you that it does not look easier even if I take it in high school or if I take it concurrently. It will be I'm not saying that chemistry in general is something that like I have to like avoid. No, like I have to face my battle and actually take it, whether it be now or high school, whether it be now or college. And I know that obviously I can't leave high school with like an associates, which really sucks, because if only my school would let you do concurrent enrollment your freshman year, but I mean that's not possible. So now I'm torn. There are so many things that I want to do. Of course, I want to save money in college. I don't, as much as possible, I want to get in on scholarship if I do get accepted into college, or at least get some amount of money from financial aid, because I definitely am not in the class of people who can pay like over 80K per semester, you know? Oh my god, like I'm like actually stressing myself out so bad thinking about it. I actually might bawl my eyes out. But I'm weighing in all of my options and all of like the gen ed courses that I kind of realize I need to knock out, which I mean I already have some of it knocked out from taking concurrent enrollment classes at my school already, but like overall I am like quite literally just playing like the game in my mind, which is everyone's favorite show. It's called Am I Able to Do This Without Losing My Mind and Letting All My Hair Fall Out, because I know for a fact that I am the greatest thing that I know about myself is that I am determined enough to quite literally push through whatever cards that I unfortunately have to grab, whether it's a painful card, one that is literally sucks so fucking bad, or oh my god, why am I complicating this sentence so bad? I know how to play with the cards that I'm dealt with. And I know how to use each of these cards to my advantage. On the latter half, I just genuinely want to be decently happy, and I really am praying to like God, the universe, whatever, that I am able to get into whatever schools that I want to, because I worked so hard throughout like every moment in high school not to have it, you know? Um so yeah. Now I kind of have to choose between either chemistry or physics, but I do not think it's an impossible feat as long as because I know at the end of the day I'm going to make the decision that's right for me and that's best for me. And I can learn to love certain aspects of chemistry. Like there were still like even though chemistry as a science when I took the regular class in high school, I was good at it. Did I enjoy it that much? No, but there were still some aspects of it that I definitely did like a lot better than others. Like I loved balancing chemical equations, and I loved oddly enough, I think it was some kind of notation, I really can't remember. Um but like yeah. So all of this to say is that I have put so much work for it not to contribute to something greater. Yeah. Overall, guys, let me know in the comments, do I take AP Chem or AP Physics, even though I know that like the chemistry teacher at my school is honestly has like very mixed reviews. Actually, not even mixed. I know most of my friends who take the class absolutely hate every second of it, but dude, I don't even know.